Good morning, dear students. I am Bharti Kathuria Saigal from the SD Vidya School, Ambala Cant. Today we are going to start with the new chapter, Chemical Coordination and Integration, chapter number 22 of class 11 NCERT textbook. So let's start. First of all, you must understand that all activities in the human beings are controlled and coordinated by two systems. The first system being the nervous system, which we discussed in the previous chapter, and the next is endocrine system. Now, the integration and the control by the endocrine system is what we call as chemical control and coordination. Now, let's discuss the differences between nervous system and endocrine system. Now, nervous system, as you all know, transmits the electrical impulses, while the endocrine system transmits chemical biological messengers which are called as hormones in the form of impulses. Nervous system uses the neurons to transmit the signal, while endocrine system uses the circulatory system because hormones are circulated by the blood. So it uses the circulatory system to transmit the signal. In nervous system, the signal transmission is fast. As you know, it is through electrical transmission. So as you all understand that electrical signals are transmitted faster. But in the case of endocrine system, because it is being circulated through blood, so it is comparatively slower. The effects produced by the nervous system are localized because the message is being conveyed to a particular organ or a particular tissue. But the effects of endocrine system are widespread because the hormones are circulated through blood to all parts of the body. Now, as you all know, there are two types of glands which are present in the body, two main types. Obviously, there are duocrine glands also which are there, but the two major type of glands are exocrine and endocrine. Exocrine, as the name indicates, exo stands outside. So, if they pour their secretions outside them via ducts, ducts are the kind of pipe-like structures. So, if they are pouring outside them with the help of ducts, they are called as exocrine. But if they pour in the blood, so here you can read it. It derives its name from the fact that various glands release hormones directly into the blood. So this endo stands for inside. Inside what? Inside the blood. So through the blood, the hormones are transmitted to they're transported to the target organs via, so they are not transmitted via ducts but through the blood. Now next is endocrine glands and hormones. Endocrine glands are called as the ductless glands. As I told you, they pour their secretion directly into blood, not through the duct outside them. So they are called as ductless glands. They secrete hormones. Now hormones, very important. This definition is given in the NCERT also. They are the non-nutrient chemicals which act as intercellular messengers. So you must understand that they are not decomposed by the enzymes because they are non-nutrient, so they are not utilized as the form of energy. So ये कभी भी energy liberate करने के लिए body में breakdown नहीं होते हैं because ये non-nutrient chemicals हैं. They are produced in trace amounts, बहुत थोड़े amount में produce करते हैं इनको endocrine glands और बहुत low molecular weight compounds हैं ये. Now, there are different types of endocrine glands which are located in the different parts of the body. Like there are three main endocrine glands located in the brain region, which are the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, and the hypothalamus. Next is present in the neck region called as the thyroid gland. Associated with thyroid gland is the parathyroid gland. Now, in the chest region is present another gland called as thymus. Then there are suprarenal glands present above the kidneys called the adrenal gland. In the digestive system is located another gland called as pancreas. Now, ovaries and testes are the gonads, the male and the female gonads, which are also the duocrine glands along with the pancreas. So, they are functioning both as exocrine as well as endocrine. Now, let's discuss first of all about hypothalamus, which is called the master of the master gland because this gland controls the master gland, which is the pituitary. Now, let's discuss first of all about the location. It is located below the thalamus and just above the brainstem. So, here you can see the location of hypothalamus. It is located above the brainstem. So here is the brainstem. It is located above the brainstem and it synthesizes and secretes certain neurohormones. Now, what is the function of these hormones? Basically, these hormones function by controlling the pituitary gland. Because they control the pituitary gland, that's why hypothalamus is called the master of master. Because the hormones which are released by hypothalamus are either inhibitory or secretory, or what we call as releasing hormones. So they control the secretion by the pituitary gland. So here you can see these hormones regulate the synthesis and secretion of pituitary hormones. There are two types of hormones produced by hypothalamus, releasing and inhibitory, which in turn the releasing hormones will control the release of hormones from pituitary, while inhibiting hormones will inhibit the secretion of hormones by the pituitary. Now, the main hormones released by hypothalamus are thyrotropin releasing hormone called TRH, corticotropin releasing hormone called CRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone called GnRH, growth hormone releasing hormone called GHRH, growth hormone inhibiting hormone called as GHIH. So you can see here for almost everything, for almost all the hormones released by pituitary, there are the stimulatory hormones released by the hypothalamus. Now here, the growth hormone inhibiting hormone is also called somatostatin, where somato means cell and statin means stop. So when the cell division stops, so at a certain age, the growth stops. That's because of the stoppage of release of the growth hormone by the pituitary, which in turn is controlled by the growth hormone inhibiting hormone released by the hypothalamus. Now next is the prolactin releasing factor PRF, and another is the prolactin inhibiting hormone called PIH. So these are the list of hormones released by the hypothalamus. Now let's talk about pituitary gland now. Now, pituitary gland is a marble-sized gland at the base of the brain. It is located in the bony cavity called sella turcica. Now, you must remember sella turcica. In the human skull, there is a bone called sphenoid bone, which is located here, right? So, this is zygomatic bone, and here there is sphenoid bone. There is a cavity here in the sphenoid bone, which is called as the sella turcica, and in this cavity is located the pituitary gland. Now, pituitary gland, as we just discussed, is controlled by the hypothalamus. Now, because it is controlled by hypothalamus, and this further controls the different organs of the body, different activities of the body, that's why it is called as the middleman between the hypothalamus and the other parts of the body. Anatomically, the pituitary gland is divided into two main regions, the adenohypophysis and the neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis is further divided into pars distalis, called as the interior pituitary, and the pars intermedia, called as, which releases a hormone called as MSH, or the melanocyte secreting hormone. Neurohypophysis is also called as the pars nervosa, or the posterior pituitary. So here you can see it is present in close proximity with hypothalamus, wherein this is the part called as the anterior pituitary, and here pars intermedia present in between. This is the pars distalis. Now this part, neurohypophysis, called as the posterior pituitary. Now let's discuss the hormones released by the anterior and the posterior pituitary. Pars intermedia, as I told you, releases one hormone called as the MSH. Pars distalis releases the hormone growth hormone, the thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH, prolactin hormone called PRL, luteinizing hormone called LH, and follicle stimulating hormone called FSH. Posterior pituitary, or what we call as pars nervosa, releases two hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. Vasopressin is the antidiuretic hormone, as we discussed it during the excretory system. Now let's discuss the role of the pituitary hormones. The pituitary hormone, called growth hormone, targets all cells in the body and helps in the growth and repair of the different body parts. Now, hypersecretion of growth hormone leads to gigantism, while the low secretion causes the dwarfism. The TSH, which is released by the thyroid gland. Now, it releases two types of hormone, the T4 thyroxine and the triiodothyronine, T3. Now they regulate the body's metabolic activity. So basically the carbohydrate metabolism or the fat metabolism or the metabolism of the proteins is all controlled by the thyroid. So जब भी थायराइड जहाँ जो ग्लैंड के अंदर अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट होती है या थायराइड ग्लैंड के अंदर से अगर कोई सिक्रीशन प्रॉपर नहीं होती है, सो देयर इज मेटाबॉलिकली जो हमारी एक्टिविटी है बीएमआर जिसे हम कहते हैं बेसल मेटाबॉलिक रेट, वो अफेक्ट हो जाता है. तो बहुत लोगों को आपने देखा होगा कि बहुत ज्यादा खाते हैं लेकिन बहुत लीन होते हैं, दैट मीन्स उनका बीएमआर उस हिसाब से रहता है. सो देयर आर पीपल who have different BMR, and this BMR is regulated by these hormones thyroxine and triiodothyronine. ACTH. Now it is released by the adrenal gland. The adrenal gland stimulates the adrenal gland to produce the glucocorticoids. Now glucocorticoids are released by adrenal gland because of the hormone ACTH released by the pituitary. Now PRL or the prolactin hormone, as we discussed, it targets the breast and it stimulates the growth of the mammary gland and the formation of milk. So at the time of childbirth, the milk production and the formation of the development of the alveoli in the mother breast is because of the hormone prolactin. Now there's another hormone LH which is called the luteinizing hormone, which targets the gonads, that is the testes in males and ovaries in females. LH and FSH, these are called as gonadotrophins and they stimulate the gonadal activity. LH, that is luteinizing hormone, stimulates the synthesis and secretion of the hormones called androgen from the testes, while ovaries are stimulated by LH to produce estrogen and progesterone. FSH, which is the again a follicle stimulating hormone which targets the ovaries in the women. Now they stimulate growth and development of the ovarian follicle in the females. MSH, as I told you, is released by the pars intermedia. Now it targets the melanocytes. These are specialized cells present in the skin, melanocytes. So it stimulates the production and release of the melanin, which regulates pigmentation of the skin. Another hormone, oxytocin, it targets the uterus and the breast, and it stimulates a vigorous contraction of uterus at the time of childbirth. Oxytocin, this is a kind of positive feedback mechanism, as we discussed earlier in the class 10th also, कि oxytocin जो है अपना ही positive feedback को control करता है. तो जब the time of parturition means the childbirth. So gestation period के end पर ऑक्सीटोसिन रिलीज होता है फीमेल्स में, और ये खुद ही अपनी रिलीज को बढ़ाता रहता है, जिससे कि कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस जो होती हैं यूट्रस में बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाती है, एंड इट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस विग्रस कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस की वजह से चाइल्ड बर्थ जो है वो इजी हो जाता है, सो दैट द चाइल्ड इज पुश्ड आउटसाइड. नाउ मिल्क इजेक्शन फ्रॉम द मैमरी ग्लैंड इज आल्सो कंट्रोल्ड बाय ऑक्सीटोसिन. Another hormone that we discussed when we were discussing the excretory system and the controlling. So there we discussed about vasopressin, also called as the anti-diuretic hormone. As we discussed, पानी की कमी के against काम करता है, diuresis के against काम करता है. So kidneys के ऊपर act करता है ये hormone, and it stimulates the reabsorption of water and electrolytes by the distal tubules and reduces the loss of water through urine. Diuresis को कम करता है, anti-diuretic hormone है. Now let's discuss the next gland, which is the pineal gland. Now pineal gland जो है रेडिश ग्रे कलर का है और ग्रेन एक राइस ग्रेन के बराबर का साइज है इसका. डॉर्सल साइड ऑफ फोरब्रेन के अंदर प्रेजेंट है. ये रिलीज करता है हार्मोन मेलाटोनिन. बेसिकली पिनियल ग्लैंड का जो फंक्शन रहता है वो रहता है मॉड्यूलेशन ऑफ स्लीप पैटर्न, जो हमारी सर्कैडियन रिदम जिसे हम कहते हैं, या सीजनल फंक्शनिंग है, हमारी बॉडी टेम्परेचर को मेंटेन करना, बॉडी के मेटाबॉलिज्म को इन्फ्लुएंस करना, पिगमेंटेशन को इन्फ्लुएंस करना, मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल, एक टाइम पर एक चीजें होती हैं. तो सर्कैडियन साइकिल जिसे हम सर्कैडियन रिदम्स कहते हैं, डायरनल रिदम्स कहते हैं, एक टाइम पर उठते हैं, एक टाइम पर सोते हैं, एक टाइम पर भूख लगती है. सो दीज आर कंट्रोल्ड बाय द pineal gland. So just look at the location of the pineal gland. It is located here. This is the pineal gland, which is located near the thalamus. So here at the base of the thalamus on the dorsal side of the forebrain is located the pineal gland.